Sunday sucked. Listen, that's the bottom line. Did you think I could come up with any better way to say it? Sunday absolutely sucked. Sunday sucked with me, lost my best bet, lost all my free plays. Sunday sucked for every single handicapper at this site, with the lone exception possibly being Steve Buden's Red Hot Cali Cartel, who capped what proved to be a miserable Sunday for the rest of us by hitting the Sunday night game of the month play with the Dallas Cowboys. But otherwise, Sunday sucked. For as good as week number 2 was on Sunday, that's how bad week number 3 was for Sunday in the NFL for the rest of us. Sunday sucked. Now, regular followers of this video report, you know that's what I was going to say. For newcomers, if you expected me to blow smoke up your you-know-what, you are sorely mistaken, and you have come to the wrong video report to watch here on this Monday, because I don't play those games. But I will tell you this. From the days of when I used to have my nationwide radio show, I've always said the same thing. There are no guarantees in gambling. Look it up. Any dictionary I've ever found, you will not find the words guarantee or gambling on the same page for damn good reason. Because you will have days like this. And the one thing I can absolutely promise you is this. You will have days like yesterday, and you will have more days like yesterday, and you will have them again this football season, and in basketball, and again this year, and you have to expect to have them. Because if you don't expect to have miserable days like yesterday, you are just setting yourself up for a big fall. And that's the God's honest truth. Listen, you want the truth? You're getting it here. You want to be lied to? Call some guy with a New York accent that's telling you everything's going to be absolutely free and telling you he has an 800 number to call. This is what you get. Reality here on this video report. Listen, losing is part of the game, guys. And horrific losing days, that's part of the game too. What you're looking to do over the course of the long haul, over the course of the season, over the course of the year, is to make a profit. But along the way, there are going to be horrific losing days. There's going to be losing streaks. There's going to be losing weeks. There could be losing months. That's the reality. That's why they call it gambling. There are no guarantees. It's why I always say that you cannot celebrate the wins, nor can you lament the losses. It's why you've got to have short-term memory deficit disorder. And I'm not kidding, guys. You've got to put the past, whether it's a positive or a negative, in the rearview mirror, acknowledge it, and move forward. Because the next money-making opportunity, maybe it's even tonight, Saints-Falcons game, could be staring you right in the face. And if you're dwelling on the past, you'll miss it. You'll swing and miss, or maybe you'll never even get in the batter's box, to use the baseball analogy, and even have a chance to swing for the fences. That's what happens. It's why it's so important to always play within your means. And when I say that, the dumbest thing, perhaps, that you will ever hear me say is the most important thing that I'll ever say, and it's this. You never bet more than you can afford to lose. Because if you maintain that simple philosophy, you'll never find yourself in a deep financial abyss from which there is no possible escape. It's why I, as a handicapper and as a gambler, always talk about money management. It's all about bankroll allocation. It's making sure that you have enough money to bet every single week of the NFL season, not just week number 3, not just this past Sunday, not just this week or next week. It's making sure that you are betting just what you can afford to lose today, knowing that you have money to bet next week, you have money to bet 3 weeks from now. It's all about entertainment, guys. That's what we're doing this for, to get the thrill. We know this is a vicarious thrill. That's what we're doing. Yeah, we want to make money, but let's face it. We put money down on these games because we like to have fun. You and I both know that. That's what makes it so thrilling. Listen, when I was younger, when I used to love going to ball games, baseball games, my favorite thing to do was when I was working as a reporter. Well, listen, and it was mainly on off nights, okay, when I wasn't covering a game. I would love to run down to Baltimore, go catch an Orioles game, and I would bet every single game starting at 7:30. And I'd only put like $10 to $20 on every single game. I wasn't making that much at $18,000 a year at the time, just to keep myself interested. So I'd scoreboard watch throughout 9 innings and see where I was going. It's that vicarious thrill. It's just having some action on the games. It's no different now. Isn't that why we sit there and either go to the games or watch the games to have a rooting interest? Hell, if there wasn't gambling, would the NFL be that popular? Think about it, right? Absolutely not. So again, there's going to be days like yesterday, not just for us, but for you. And that's the reality. And you have to expect to have miserable days like that. You know, when I look at yesterday, look at the carnage here by guys that have been winning so much. You had Shawn Michaels, the winningest handicapper in the NFL here over the past 6 years, a guy who has made $10 bettors going into yesterday over $18,000, a guy who with 109 NFL max wager releases, I think was 61 and 39, 109 best bet winner yesterday, the Pittsburgh Steelers. How about Chris Jordan, who the previous 4 days had hit 4 straight major wager plays, including 2 guaranteed selections, including his one and only 1,500 Big Ten Game of the Year play on Saturday. A magnificent call. Wisconsin, a 6.5 point road dog going to Michigan State, kicking the Spartans' asses in East Lansing. He comes out with his 1,000-star top-rated NFL winner, number 4 out of 5, Tampa Bay. And yes, I put the kibosh on him because Tampa Bay was my best bet as well. Look at me. Week number 1 of the NFL season, my top-rated 15-time best bet, Philly over Cleveland. Easy. Week number 2, it was Houston over Kansas City. My complimentary plays going into yesterday, over the previous 3 weeks, I think I had won 21 out of 33. And in the NFL, I was 6-1 so far this season. Not only do I lose my best bet yesterday on Tampa Bay, but my free plays, Cincinnati, Carolina, Miami. Lose them all. That's how it was for all of us across the board yesterday. Absolutely pathetic. So again, the lesson learned is this. Those days are going to happen. They're going to happen again, and you move forward. And that's what we're going to do today. So let's get to the complimentary play here. You can find all the discounts, coupons. Hey, the latest play from Boudin's Cali Cartel is on the New Orleans-Atlanta side. You can check it out. Let's talk about this game. I've got this complimentary play on this game and also a baseball complimentary play coming up here in just a moment. You know, for the Saints, this is the 3rd straight year that they have opened 0-2. They've lost both of their first 2 games in the closing minute. Ironic that they're hosting the Falcons tonight because tonight is 10 years and 1 day since the reopening of the Superdome and the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, when they also hosted the Falcons, a game that they won 10 years and 1 day ago by a 23-3 score. Now, what did the Saints do in week number 1? That was that miserable game against the Raiders when they allowed the Raiders to score 22 points in the 4th quarter. Remember, to erase the 14-point deficit when the Raiders went for that 2-point conversion to win the game in the closing minute. Then in week number 2, the Saints go to New York, take on the Giants. The Giants defense holds them to 288 total yards in the game. Giants kick the field goal in the closing seconds to win that game. Meanwhile, the Falcons, they open up at home against Tampa Bay. Those Bucs yesterday. Miserable performance against the Rams. Absolutely no defense. But anyway, they host Tampa Bay. They open up a lead in the 1st quarter. Tampa Bay comes roaring back, takes a double-digit lead. Falcons make a game of it, but Tampa seals it with a late touchdown to win it. Then Atlanta goes on the road against those same Raiders that came back to beat the Saints, and Matt Ryan goes crazy in that game, and the Falcons win in Oakland by a score of 35-28. Now, here's where we get to my total selection on this game. Falcons defense has allowed 59 points in 2 games. Their secondary has been scorched for 6 touchdown passes. This is no big surprise because, as I've mentioned before in the Football Insider show I do with Steve that you've watched here probably on the site the past couple of weeks, the Falcons' pass rush last year had 19 sacks. So far in 2 games this year, 1 sack. Drew Brees is going to have probably another big night here against Atlanta. But the Saints have their own problems as well, especially in the secondary. Tonight, they are going to be starting their 3rd combination at the cornerback position in 3 games. Julio Jones must be salivating at the possibilities. He could have 11 catches tonight. You know what I mean? And Matt Ryan ought to be able to carve up this secondary. I'm looking at this number here tonight. a number that's at 53.5 points. And I'm thinking, and you're probably thinking the same thing. 17-13? Nah. 21-14? No way. 31-27? 34-30? Possibly. 37-34? Probably. How does this game stay under? I just don't see it based on what these teams have done so far in the first couple games. Listen, Falcons have allowed 59 points in 2 games. They've scored 59 points in 2 games. I just think that this could be another one of these shootouts. Not Texas Tech, Arizona State shootout. Not Arizona State, California shootout. Not any type of shootout you'd see in the Pac-12. But it certainly has the potential to be a game that goes over the posted price. So that's the way I'm going in this one. Now in baseball, I'm going to go with the Chicago Cubs on the run line plus $1.05 against Pittsburgh, a team that they have absolutely owned this season. Last time they met was at the end of August at Wrigley Field, and the Cubbies swept that 3-game series. They've won 12 of the 15 meetings so far this year. They're going for win number 100 on the season. They're going with Kyle Hendricks tonight, who has had this start pushed back a couple of days because they're trying to align the rotation for the postseason, so he's got extra rest. He's been magnificent here. He's 11-2 with a 1.37 earned run average in his last 17 outings, 16 of them starts. He's 2-0 this season against the Pirates. Now, both of those starts have come, of course, at home against Wrigley. The Cubs have won 5 of their last 6. They have all been at home, as they took 2 out of 3 this weekend at home against St. Louis. They averaged 6 runs a game during that 6-game stretch. The Pirates are going with Chad Cole tonight. He's done his best work actually on the road, not at PNC Park. In 7 road starts, his earned run average is 2.61, and opponents have only hit him at a 213 clip on the road. But at PNC Park, in 5 starts this season, and his earned run average is 5.91, and opponents have hit a robust 298 against him at home in those 5 starts. And he's also made 2 starts against the Pirates this year. In them, his earned run average is 8.59. So if I can take the Cubbies on the run line, make them a small dog, I'm more than willing to do so. So the Cubs on the run line and the Saints and the Falcons going over the posted price, those are going to be your 2 complimentary plays here for your Monday card. I wish you well, guys, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.